Welcome back in lecture series on topic chemical thermodynamics. In last video, we have studied what is meant by enthalpy and also we have studied expression for enthalpy change. And today in this lecture, we will study the relationship between delta H and delta U for chemical reactions. Now, let us see the relationship between delta H and delta U for chemical reaction. Now at constant pressure, you know that delta H, that is enthalpy change, and delta U, that is internal energy change, are related by this equation. That is delta H, we have derived this equation in last video, that is delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V at constant pressure. But for those reactions in which reactants and products are in a solid state or in a liquid state, then the volume change is very negligible or it is very small, and therefore this volume is neglected, and hence delta H is equal to delta U plus 0, because delta V is negligible or is equal to 0, and therefore delta H, that is enthalpy change, is equal to internal energy change for solids and liquid reactant in a chemical reaction. So for the reaction involving solids and liquids, delta H is equal to delta U. Remember this, it is most important. Many times a question is asked like this: under what conditions delta H is equal to delta U? So whenever the reactants and products are in solid state or in a liquid state, then delta H is equal to delta U. Now we will see this relation for gaseous reactions. So the reactions which involve gaseous product and gaseous reactant, in such a cases delta V cannot be neglected. It is considerable. Volume change you cannot neglect, and therefore in such a cases this equation becomes delta H is equal to delta U plus P into V2 minus V1, that is delta V means V2 minus V1, where V2 means the volume of product and V1 is volume of reactant. So therefore this equation becomes delta H is equal to delta U plus PV2 minus product of PV1. So PV2 minus PV1, that is V1 is the volume of gaseous phase reactant and V2 is the volume of gaseous phase product. So if we assume that all these gaseous reactant and product, they are ideal gas, they behave ideally, that means what? They obey gas laws and gas equation. Then according to ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. We have studied this in states of matter. So PV, product of pressure volume, is equal to nRT, where P means pressure, V means volume, N means number of moles, R means gas constant, and T means temperature. So suppose for this reaction, that is A is converted into B, where here A is gaseous reactant and B is gaseous product, and suppose N1 are the moles of gaseous reactant and N2 are the moles of gaseous product, and V1 is the volume of gaseous reactant and V2 is the volume of gaseous product. Then this ideal gas equation for reactant is PV1 is equal to N1 RT, and for product it is PV2 is equal to N2 RT. Therefore, if you substitute the values of PV2 and PV1 in this equation, then we get the delta H is equal to delta U plus the PV2, that is PV2 is equal to N2 RT. Therefore, N2 RT, where N2 means number of moles of product into gas constant into temperature, minus N1, that is number of moles of reactant. So, N2 RT, that is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1 into RT. Both these are constant. Therefore, delta H is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1 means change in number of moles denoted by delta N of gaseous reactant and product. We are considering only gaseous reactant and product. So, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta Ng RT, where G for gaseous number of moles and moles of product and reactant. So, delta H, this equation becomes delta H is equal to delta U plus delta N RT, where delta N is the number of change in number of moles of gaseous reactant and product. So, whereas here Ng means a difference between number of moles of gaseous product and gaseous reactant. Now, you have also studied in last video that at constant pressure, this delta H is equal to QP, that is heat absorbed or evolved at constant pressure. And at constant volume, delta U is equal to QV. Delta U, that is change in internal energy, is equal to QV. And if you substitute these values in above equation, the above equation becomes what? QP is equal to QV plus, that is heat absorbed at constant volume, plus delta N, that is change in number of moles of product and reactant, gaseous moles, we are considering here gaseous moles. So, number of moles of gaseous reactant and product, difference between number of moles of gaseous reactant and product into R means gas constant into T. So, if this delta N, that is difference between number of moles of gaseous reactant and gaseous product, if it is equal to 0, then delta H is equal to delta U, that is change in internal energy. So, for that, consider here this reaction: carbon in a solid state plus oxygen in a gaseous state gives you carbon dioxide in a gaseous state. So, here carbon and oxygen, these are the reactants, and CO2 is a product. So, here the number of moles of gaseous reactant is 1. Carbon is in a solid state, so we will not consider this number of moles. Here oxygen, 1 mole of oxygen is there and it is in a gaseous state. And in product side, CO2 is there and 1 mole of CO2 is found. Therefore, 1 mole of number of moles of gaseous reactant is 1 mole and number of moles of gaseous product is also 1. Therefore, in such a cases, delta N is equal to number of moles of gaseous product minus number of moles of gaseous reactant, and that is equal to how much? 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0. So, whenever the delta N, that is change in number of moles of gaseous reactant or product, is equal to 0, then delta H is equal to delta U. Now we will see the second case, that is if delta N for gaseous reactant and product. If it is positive, if its value is positive, when it will be positive? When the number of moles of product are more than number of moles of reactant, gaseous reactant, then delta N will be equal to positive. And for such a reactions, delta H is greater than delta U. Delta H is greater than delta U. See here. This is the reaction. Carbon in a solid state plus half O2 in a gaseous state gives you carbon monoxide in a gaseous state. Now here carbon in a solid state and oxygen in a gaseous state, these are the reactants. And carbon monoxide is 1 mole of carbon monoxide is a product. Therefore here the number of moles of gaseous reactant are half mole and number of moles of gaseous product is 1 mole. Therefore delta N, that is number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant, this difference is equal to how much? 1 minus half, that is equal to half plus half, that is here it is positive. And if delta N is positive, then what happens? Delta H is greater than delta U. Now the third case, that is if delta N, that is change in number of moles of gaseous reactant and product, if it is negative, if its value is negative, when this value becomes negative? When number of moles of product is less than number of moles of reactant, then this value becomes negative. So for such a reactions, delta H is less than delta U. Delta H is less than delta U. See here this reaction. Carbon monoxide, which is in the gaseous state, when reacts with oxygen, half mole of oxygen in a gaseous state, produces 1 mole of carbon dioxide in a gaseous. Here carbon monoxide is a product and carbon monoxide and oxygen is a reactant and carbon dioxide is a product. So total moles of reactant are how much? This 1 mole of carbon monoxide plus half mole of oxygen. So 1.5 moles of reactants are there in a gaseous state and product here 1 mole of carbon dioxide, that means 1 mole of gaseous reactant is there. So in such a cases, this difference between number of moles of product and number of moles of reactant is equal to how much? 1. Number of moles of product is less. So 1 minus number of moles of total number of moles of reactant, 1 plus 1.5. So 1 and 1 and 1 plus 1.5. So 1 minus 1 and half, that is equal to how much? Minus half. So delta N is negative and therefore for such reactions delta H is less than delta U. So under what conditions delta H is equal to delta U? For the reactions involving solids and liquids, delta V is very small. In such a cases, delta UH is equal to delta U. That is the first condition. Second conditions, for the reactions which involves gaseous reactant and product, in which delta N, that is change in number of moles of reactant and product, that is N2 minus N1, is equal to 0. Then for such a reactions also delta H is equal to delta U. And one more condition is there, that is when the reaction is carried out in a closed vessel, that is for isochoric process, delta V is equal to 0. And in such a cases also delta H is equal to delta U. So under which condition, what conditions delta H is equal to delta U? When reactions involve solid and liquid gaseous reactant and product, Second one, the reactions involve gaseous reactant and product, but the change in number of moles is equal to 0. That is, same number of reactant and same number of moles of products are there, then this difference becomes equal to 0, and in such a cases delta H is equal to delta U, and those reactions which are carried out in a closed vessel, for such a reactions also delta V is equal to 0, and therefore delta U is equal to delta H is equal to delta U. So this is about the relation between delta H and delta U. Once again I will repeat this, that is, for the gaseous reactions which involve gaseous reactant and product, or reactions which involves gaseous reactant and product, for such a cases delta H is equal to delta U plus delta N, that is change in number of moles, delta nRT. That is the relation between delta H and delta U. So I hope that you understood all these concepts. So thank you.